It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
In the criminal justice system, sexually-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Okay, since I get this question a lot, here's a story time on what led up to the divorce from my kid's dad and how I did a sneak meetup with the bitch he was cheating with. So a lot of you guys always ask me, why did me and my kid's dad get a divorce? Since we get along so well, why couldn't we just work things out? So let me help you paint the picture before I tell you this story. I had been with this man since I was 15, 16 years old. Well over 18 years. We were legally married. We got 5 kids together. Like everything that you could think of, we've been through it together. And after this situation, it still took some growing, but ultimately, like, that's my people. That's my friend. Outside of everything we've been through, I know the one person that cares about me that I could call, that got my back, is him. Like, no matter what, if I call him, no matter what he's doing, he's going to drop everything at the drop of a dime, and he's going to come, and he's going to make sure that I'm good. It just didn't work out relationship wise. So how we stand now is there's no strings attached. That's really just my folks. But I'm going to get into what actually led up to the divorce. Okay, so he had been working at the refinery and everything going good. He making good money. And one thing about him, he's always had a real strict schedule. Like he's not one that hangs out, none of that type of shit. He works, he comes home, he's a family man. Everything else we do it together. So anyhow, you know, over the course of him working there, he comes home every day. He's telling me about the people at work. He's never mentioned any females working there, at least in his section. There are females that work there, but they work like turnarounds and stuff in a whole different area. So I had Booga November of 2017. So rewinding a little bit, when I was like maybe 5-6 months pregnant, one day we go to the water slides with our kids. And while we're there, we pass by this female and she's like, oh, hey, she was like, you finally got a day off? And it caught me. Like my antennas went up instantly because everybody knows their spouse. I could tell by his response, he kind of was like, oh shit. Like it seemed like that. You get it? Then mind you, I'm peeping his response and he was like super dry with her, like basically brushed her off. He gave like a little head nod, but he like kept walking. That caught my eye too. So, and then also when she said, oh, hey, you finally got a day off, she called him by name. So when I instantly was like, who the fuck is that? He was like, man, I don't know, one of them bitches up there. And I'm like, no. She just called you by name. Like, that's friendly. Who the fuck is that? And mind you, I know she could hear me, but the bitch don't say nothing. So anyhow, he was like, man, she probably called me by name by hearing it from the loudspeaker. Ooh, everybody knows me up there. I'm like, yeah, okay. But I keep it in the back of my head. So that was the first red flag that just had, like, you know how you just got that women's intuition? It was one of those. It was like, nah, look into that a little bit more. So I play it like, I start looking into shit now. So that right there opened the door and it started my FBI, PI shit. You already know, females, that's just what we do. Once our antennas are up, we're going to start digging. And if it's there, we're going to find it. Ain't no hiding it. So anyhow, over the course of, I want to say maybe the next couple months or so, I'm starting to look into everything. I've never been one that like needed to check his phone or nothing because he never was sneaky with it. I've always had the code. It's always right there. Like, it's just, like I said, he has a routine. So now I'm starting to go through the phone. Now I'm starting to just pay more and more attention. Now I'm starting to like, okay, I'm finna find out who this broad is. I'm gonna see where she work at, because why would you lie and act like you don't work with no females? Like, why would you be hiding that? That's like basic to me. So it was just a red flag. So anyhow, he had this work group chat and it was like a bunch of co-workers in it with their boss or whatever, and they would send them messages sometimes. I didn't never care to go in it, but after that situation, I did. Okay, wait, and I forgot this part. Time had went on since then. It had been months. I had been looking. I didn't find nothing. It was nothing that, you know, was solid to me. So I kind of like let shit go. I had just gave birth and, you know, I was just enjoying my baby. So one particular day, I don't remember what holiday it was, but it was a holiday coming up and there was like a big turnaround at his job. Now, when there's a turnaround, it's like a big job. They bring in all these other people from different, you know, anybody that's on like the little list for the refinery work. And it's a lot of people on deck. So I'm like, we got hella leftover gumbo. Like, you should sell gumbo plates. Mind you, I know people who make bank like that. They cook for the turnarounds and they sell their plates $20 a plate. They'll walk away with 3 bands in one night. That type shit. So I bring it to his attention, and he like had every excuse on why we shouldn't sell these plates there. He like, oh no, you know, the so now my antennas are back up because it's like, something ain't right. Why would you turn down some money? So anyhow, I want to say this is about January. I had Booger November of 2017. So this is like January 2018. So January 2018, he goes to sleep. I go through the phone. Back, like I said, I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back to my PI work because something ain't right. So anyhow, I go through the phone. He had a work group chat, and it was like a bunch of the coworkers, and they form and they would text all the time, whatever the case may be. So I go through the group chat and I write down all the numbers that are not saved. Right? I check the ones that are saved. It's nothing there. But when I start looking up the ones that are not saved, what you think I find? One of the numbers came back to a bitch. And what bitch was it? The same motherfucking bitch from that water slide. So now it's game time. Now I'm like, okay, you got me fucked up. Because mind you, I questioned him numerous times about that bitch. And I asked him specifically, do you deal with her? Like, what's up with that? Because I just wasn't feeling that little friendly ass, oh, hey, you finally got it. Like, no, hold on, bitch. So anyway, he started telling me like, yeah, she works up there, but she don't work in our area. She not a part of our crew. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well, she wouldn't be in this group chat if she wasn't. So now I know you've been lying about that. So anyway, I want to say I wake him up like fighting with him about it, right? I wake him up. No, did I wake him up? Because usually I sit on my information for a while. Anyhow, I can't remember exactly when or what I did, but I know when I finally was like, motherfucker, she's in this group chat. You acting like you don't have no dealings with this broad, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, man, I'm not worried about that bitch. That bitch is like a tramp. Like, she's known up there for being a tramp. She fuck with this person and that person, da-da-da-da-da. You sure do know a lot about it. One thing I always been real firm on is when you start hearing a man down talk a random female real bad, it's usually the opposite. I think men do that shit to try to throw us off or whatever the case may be, but it stuck with me. So that was another red flag. So I leave the house, and when I leave on some mad shit. Just like, okay, I need to go clear my head, figure out how I want to play this. Do I want to pull up at his job, confront the bitch? He's not telling me shit. He's just denying everything. Now he trying to play it like, oh, you doing too much, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay. So boom, I leave. I go clear my head. In the process of that, I started looking more into the bitch. Now I need to figure out where the bitch at, where she lay her head at, who her mama is. I find out that she does actively work there. She works in his department. He was lying. So I'm like, okay. Now when I come back, I do some shit to get all the information that I needed. And I ain't gonna say exactly what all I got, but I got some shit. Now, what I sit back and I play it like, way cool. Not cool to where he thinks I'm letting it go, but I stopped bringing it up because it was taking me weeks to get all of the information that I needed. And now, once I start getting that, now I got to put the pieces to the puzzle together. I'm lining up, looking at hours, any days that you claim you had overtime, the whole nine, right? So now we're in February. So in February, I was able, it was twice actually, but it was one particular time where he texted me and he was like, hey, they're finishing up a job. It's going to be an extra 20 minutes, but I'll hit you as soon as I'm done when I'm on my way. I said, okay, cool. That was a lie. And I was able to put that together. He actually got off on time. So that extra 20 minutes, yeah, he was with that bitch. So, bitches is trifling. I'll tell you about that later. But anyway, boom. So when I get that and it's solid, I tell my daughter. My daughter, Booger is now only, 3 months at this point? Yeah, Booger was 3 months. So anyhow, I tell my daughter, call your dad and tell him I dropped Booger on the floor. Now, we lived in a big house with marble floors. So, I knew it would make him worried enough to where he had come, right away. So she like, well, what's going on? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just call him and tell him I dropped Booger on the floor. So she does it. He comes home instantly. So as soon as he walks in, I'm sitting there calm as a motherfucker, baby on the bed asleep. And I said, how long you been fucking that bitch? And he just looked at me, and baby, that look on his face, he knew something was up. He like, what? And I'm like, how long you been fucking that bitch? And I'm like, don't play with me. I already know everything that I need to know. I'm asking you to tell me the details and the truth, because if you don't, it's going to be worse. He denies it as usual. So after about 10 minutes or so of him just flat out denying it, I was like, check this out, motherfucker. On this particular day, you texted me and said that they was finishing up a job a little bit late. It was going to be 20 minutes. But your badge got you leaving that gate right on time. And then from there, I got your location showing that you went from there to the park right down the street from your job, which is like less than 5 minutes away. And you sat there for 18 minutes. Motherfucker, you wasn't there feeding the motherfucking ducks. So what the fuck was you doing? Now, mind you, I'm like, in the process of this, I'm like, you trifling ass motherfuckers, because both of y'all work at that dirty ass refinery. Like I said, we grown. We know you wasn't there feeding the motherfucking ducks, so you nasty motherfuckers was at that park doing something trifling. So anyway, he's like, now when I start saying your badge got you leaving at this time, it shows your location, you went from this. Now he's starting to look worried. Now he's starting to do, man, it's not what you think. Like, you know, I want to tell you the truth, but you be really tripping. But I swear to God, it's not like that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, you know how I am. I'm coming to you for the truth, but I'm going to take it 50 steps further. I'm coming to you first, so that way you could just be a man and tell me what it is before I go up there and tear that motherfucker up to get the truth and embarrass everybody. So just tell me. He's still denying it. So now he starts like trying to lightweight cover his tracks by saying, okay, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, she do work there. We cool, whoop, whoop, whoop. But I swear to God, I ain't never did nothing with her. Like, she had asked me for a ride. That was all I needed to hear right there, baby. That was that right there. Because you're lying. You're lying now. You're trying to cover it up. So now he goes right back to like speaking down on her. Like, now it's real tough. Now it's like, I swear to God, like, look at her. Like, you know damn well I wouldn't fuck on her. She a bum ass bitch. Like, she hella fucking ugly. Like that bitch trash. She fucked on so and so and so and so. And it ain't like that. You know, we just cool. And I couldn't tell you the truth on that because I knew you was gonna trip and think some other shit. And nah, motherfucker. So I'm like, okay. So in the process of this now it's like I'm getting ready to tear it up, and you know it. And so he calls off work the next day. I think he calls off for the next few days, right? In the process, I'm still telling him, I'm giving you the opportunity to tell me the truth before I figure it all out. So by this point, she was actually at another refinery. And like I said, because some of them refinery workers, they bounce around to different locations if they're not permanent at that site. So on one particular day, I text from his phone. And you know how you can throw something out there and it can be interpreted in many different ways? That's what I did. I hit her and I said, hey, I need you. Now, mind you, if we just cool, you're going to be like, what's up? Her response told me all I needed to know. She responded with the what boy and the roll in the eyes. I said, oh, okay. So I'm like, no, for real, I really need you. I'm like, my car broke down. I made up something. I'm like, I need $1,500, so I could get back to work. And she was like, oh, I ain't got it. I said, I could give it right back to you. I'm like, I'm getting some money. I think I said taxes or something. But I was like, I could give it right back. I'm like, just let me hold it. And she was like, I can let you hold a little bit. So now I'm in my text messages. And he been trying to talk to me. And I've been real quiet, real distant. I'm just working on my plan. So anyway, I finally tell him, I said, let's ride and let's talk. He knew I didn't want to talk in front of the kids. I didn't even really want them to know what was going on. So when we hop in the car, right, I said, get on the freeway. He said, where are we going? I said, to go meet your bitch. And his response, like his whole body language, everything just changed. And I said, I'm telling you now, if you let another bitch tell me anything, it's going to be worse. I said, so you might as well tell me everything now, because once I get to her, if you let another bitch tell me anything that you haven't already told me, it's up. And he was just like, man, why is you doing this? Some. I said, and I'm about to get some money out the bitch and you're going to help me. He's like, I could just tell, like I said, his whole body language just changed. But he ain't said he still get on the freeway. So whatever the case may be, I tell him where to go. I tell the bitch, meet me in the Walmart parking lot. So I keep his phone so that way he can't blow my plan. And again, the whole time I'm telling him, Tell me whatever I need to hear now. If I hear it from her, I swear to God, it's going to be a problem. So anyway, I text her. She think it's him still. I text her. I said, let me know when you close. We get to the parking lot ahead of time. I had him back into this one spot that had these big cement pillar things in the back. So I said, text me when you close. She texts. She said, I'm 5 minutes away. I said, keep these doors unlocked. When she pulls up, tell her to hop in this car. So I get out. Boom. I get behind the cement pillar thing. I hear her pull up. He says, hop in. Oh, mind you, I told him she thinks she bringing you some money. So anyway, when he says get in the car, I hear her get out. I hear her get in my car. As soon as she gets in our car, as soon as I hear the door shut, I come from behind the cement pillar thing and I hop right in the back seat. I said, so what's up? You always meet married men and give them money? So needless to say, she goes into this little long story about how it's not like that. She like one of the fellas and she understands, like, you know, other people wives have tripped before, but she don't fuck around. Whoop, 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 all this bullshit, right? So finally, it gets awkward. She like, okay, so like, is that it? And I'm like, yeah, that's it. You could go. So I could tell he kind of like loosen up. So when she gets out, she goes around the front. I come around to pass her. I like bump her on the way. I'm like I just feel like she wasn't being 100. Like, you get what I'm saying? And to me, it just seemed like she just bitched up. I'm looking for a problem. I'm telling her everything that this man done said, hoping that she'll get frustrated enough and tell me whatever it is. But when she stick to it, I kind of think like, okay, well, you know, maybe it's not like that. But bitch, you still need to know we don't do that friendship. So when we hop in the car to leave, his whole demeanor changes. See, I told you, you be tripping, da-da-da-da-da. Motherfucker, 30 minutes ago, you was just nervous, probably shitting motherfucking bricks on the way here, right? So now when he starts saying, I told you it wasn't nothing, it's just you just be tripping hella much. So we talking the whole way home, right? And I'm like, man, listen, I'm telling you now, I'm not putting up with no bullshit. Like, it's too far in the game. I'm not putting up with no bullshit. I was like, but we gonna see. Like, we gonna see. So when we get in front of our house before we go in, he like, can we just make up? Like, I promise I'm not gonna lie to you no more about nothing. Like, you just gotta really start understanding shit. Sometimes you be unreasonable. He trying to flip the whole shit, right? But something in my motherfucking gut just wouldn't, like, I couldn't let it go. Like, I just felt like I wasn't the one tripping. So I keep his phone because I know if it is something, she gonna hit that phone eventually. So the next day comes around and sure enough, this bitch texts at 11:31. Lunch is at 11:30. At 11:31, a big long paragraph text come through. Now, mind you, like I said, she was at another refinery at this point, so she didn't even know that he wasn't at work. So the bitch thought she was being slick. But anyway, she texts and she's like, I told you I didn't want to be involved in no drama. Don't have me caught up in that shit. Da 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 da. She was like, and as far as that money, she was like, I'm gonna go ahead and chalk that and we can take it out of all the times that you paid for my lunch. Motherfucker, you gave her money? I take off on him. I broke my nail. Anyhow, so I'm on fire. Like, now I'm like, whoa. So anyways, he responds to her. He like, check this out. That's my wife. At the end of the day, da 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 da, whatever. So it starts being like an exchange. Now, mind you, I stay 10 steps ahead. So I had already got her dude's number, the whole nine. The dude worked there also, and he was a foreman. So I call him. So when I talk to him, I bring him up to speed on everything. I tell him all of the events, how she thought she was meeting up with him to give him money, but I got the money, the whole nine. So he instantly was like, oh, that don't surprise me. He was like, 2 months after bumping her, he was like, I already had the bitch getting my name tattooed on her. And he was like, and she be giving me all her money, da-da-da-da-da, the whole nine. I'm like, this a bitch. But he like, yeah, he like, so that don't surprise me. He said, and another thing that's suspect, he said, when she knew I was coming to that site, he was like, she told me about a dude up there that be trying to get at her, but she didn't make it seem like she was, you know, involved in it in any kind of way. He like, so that was funny. He said, but hold on, let me call her. So sure enough, whatever he called and said to her, about 10 minutes later, she calls his phone. She calls my husband's phone. So when she calls his phone, she's turned up to the max. But mind you, I told him, I said, and you can let her know now I want to see her. Like, I'm going to handle whatever I handle with him, but I gave her the opportunity to tell me whatever she had to tell. Whatever she had to tell me, she should have told me at that moment instead of being fake about it. But since she did, like, now I want to see you about something. So anyhow, when she calls, she like, I didn't fuck him, but I could have. Da, 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 da. She just laying it all out. Now she talking crazy. I'm like, okay, it's cool because I'm gonna see you. Eventually I'm gonna see you. But you's a weak ass bitch because you should have said all of that instead of making up that fake ass story. But nonetheless, now my kid's dad is turned up with her. Bitch, don't you ever disrespect her. Nah, motherfucker, I don't want to hear from you either because you shouldn't have put me in this situation. I told you don't let a bitch tell me nothing. You should have been the one to tell me whatever needed to be said. So, whatever the case may be, fast forward, I filed for divorce. I pull up at that job. I'm trying to see her about something. You can't get in the refinery gates. It's all type of shit. He talking about he gonna slap the taste out her mouth. Just all type of shit. All type of drama transpired. I skipped the part. Okay, so after all of the drama that day, her calling the whole nine, like I told him, I gave you the opportunity to tell me. You didn't. Now it's all of this bullshit. So now I leave. I'm like, I need to go collect my thoughts and figure out what I want to do now. I definitely want to fight. I ended up stabbing him. It was a big old drama. It was drama, right? So boom, I leave. I go to Vegas. I stay at my partner's house for like, I don't know, a week or two, maybe 2 weeks. So when I come back, now it's March. I come back, I file for divorce. And when I bring him the papers, he like, why? Like, and I was like, because I really meant what I said. Like, I told you, don't let nobody else tell me nothing. You should have been man enough to tell me whatever it was. And if you really didn't do anything with her, then we probably could have worked on it. Like we could have got counseling or whatever, but you didn't. So the court date they gave was in September. Why they gave a court date so far out, I don't know. I filed for divorce in March. They gave me a court date in September. I told him, if you're going to save this marriage, you better figure out how. But I know I told you what I told you, and that's just what it is. So now I'm starting to plan for whatever needs to take place. I'm still living here. I'm still doing all of my regular mom shit. I didn't want my kids to know what was going on. And I told him, if it can be fixed, you got to figure it out. I don't know, but I know I'm not dealing with this. So, if something spectacular happens and we're able to fix it, then by all means, we'll see. I don't bring it up no more. Now, when I'm starting to just, don't just think about shit, I'm just like, nah, like, I think I'm just done. So now I'm just preparing for when that time comes. I know I need to move. We need to separate bank accounts, the whole nine, like everything. I'm just putting it in place. So I want to say right around May, June, I didn't see the changes that I felt, could be done. You could have signed us up for marriage counseling, anything. I wasn't going to hold your hand or tell you what could be done to fix it, but I definitely was paying attention and I didn't see what I felt I needed to see. So with that being said, I just started planning my exit. And September comes, and like I said, I think because I was real calm, I didn't bring it up no more, and I kind of just went on with life. He must have got it in his head that I kind of like, was going to let it go or whatnot. So September comes, I'll never forget the day. I woke him up and I was like, hey, you going to be late? And he was like, huh? Like for what? And I said, court. And he was like, man, stop playing. Like, get in the bed. I said, nah, I was serious. And I went to court and I got that divorce. And that's how it ended.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Everybody who pulled up to the live, they saw the first part of this story. So I said I'll go ahead and finish it out and drop it in the morning. Because I was going to try to play it all last night, but it just, anyway. Whatever the case may be, shout out to everybody who pulled up. Hit the links down below in the description, man. HiveMyLabs.com, unbig that back. Now, a couple things. She stabbed him. This blue, whatever, okay, I stabbed him. What? You going to jail. Anyway, another thing is she said she's going to leave him fixing the marriage up to him. He could have made ways to figure out how to fix the marriage, but she wasn't going to do anything to fix the marriage. Ma'am, are you part of this marriage or not? So since you not fixing it, he not fixing it, that's why you're divorced. It wasn't just solely relying on him to fix this marriage. Number two, she said the woman that he cheated with Now, I understand emotionally connecting to somebody with it, regardless of how it is, that's cheating. But she made it seem like he was sleeping with her. So he didn't sleep with the woman to divorce her. He might have bought her lunch or something like that. You know what? Look, I don't buy my. Well, I have bought coworkers lunch before. I don't. I buy coworkers stuff frequently, but not any of them that. Actually, I don't think I've. Well, let me see. In a relationship, was I talking to a coworker and being friendly with a coworker? Probably I would be friendly, but not that friendly. Like, I bought coworkers lunch before. Mind you, I worked in an office setting, and most of the people there were women. And there was this one woman, we still friends to this day, a Mexican lady. And we used to go to lunch together all the time. Mind you, I was in a relationship. We wasn't messing around, but we didn't even text or talk like that. Matter of fact, yeah, we did, but not like that. We text because my dog went to go breed with her dog. I had a Rottweiler, she had a Rottweiler, and we both stayed on the south side. So on our way home from work, it was damn near like we was following each other all the way home, and we damn near took the exact same streets to get to our home. My home was just a little bit closer, but it's basically the exact same route. And we would sometimes see each other on the highway in the morning. It was just like that was my friend. It was another girl that I worked with. Now, she was pregnant, and she liked Rocher Ferrero. Mind you, I'm in a relationship. So I buy her a Rocher Ferrero. She pregnant. Here's a Rocher. You know, a little 3-pack. Give her something. Hey, being nice to the pregnant chick, whatever. Well, well, was I trying to get that? Okay, you ever had some bread? Listen, I was playing. I was not. But anyway, so he was just being friend. If it's a coworker that he's having lunch with or whatever, but the fact that he's married and she's in a relationship, and they were being sneaky about it. But listen, I know you married. I don't want your wife to know you buying me lunch or I'm buying you lunch or we having lunch together, because then she gonna think something. This woman did all that digging just to find out that they was just hanging out at work, you know, and it wasn't nothing serious. The woman said, I don't want to be caught up in nothing with your wife. He like, oh nah, man, she chill, she cool, she ain't doing that. All the while she being Inspector Gadget at the house. So yeah, I think this is crazy. Ma'am, you crazy. We're not just gonna avoid that. You crazy. You did all that work and you divorced him because he was mentally cheating, not physically cheating. He didn't actually penetrate her. She said she could have slept with him, but she didn't. So you got mad at him because he could. And then he's like, see, I told you. And she was like, he's like, I told you I didn't sleep with her. I told you. And she was like, but you was sweating bullets. But I didn't cheat on her. I didn't cheat on you. I didn't have sex with this woman. So at the end of the day, yeah, y'all could have worked it out. But ma'am, you also need some counseling. It ain't him that need to counsel you for your intuition, because it's women in the comment section. It's always a woman's intuition. What did it say? Stood on business. And one woman said, may I ask where he is now? She want to sleep with your man, and you gonna trip out. You gonna flip out. It's a woman. That woman intuition never lies. OMG. Yeah, it lied. It lied just as much as he lied. It didn't tell the whole truth, because that woman intuition, she went through all that just to find out that he bought lunch for a woman. That's absolutely insane. The fact that she even called the other guy's boyfriend, the other girl's boyfriend, and he even told her, oh, she just a jump off. What? Like, man, I would just go through these comments and see your mental strength is absolutely unbelievable. I just love who you are. You're such a force, and I root. What? Girl, you're strong for that. For stabbing him? What are we talking about? You gave him too many chances to tell. Okay, this is another thing. She said, you gave him too many chances to tell you the truth. You're correct. He should have told her, look, I know her from work. We're just co-workers, friends. We may have lunch together. It's not a big deal. You think she would have stopped at that? If he told her, yeah, we just have lunch together, it's no big deal. You think that she would have, no, you need to stop having lunch with her. You need to cut this off. And he's like, I mean, I cut it off. But that's, I mean, whatever. You know, man, I remember I had a coworker lie for me one time, cause I didn't I had a coworker lie for me because my ex, she thought I was cheating on her with another girl, and I was just like, so I changed my coworker's name in the phone to something, and I just sent a text message, and then I changed my coworker's name back, but what I didn't do was delete the text messages out my phone. So she went through my phone and saw my coworker's text, then saw the text where I did the fake deal, and then she said, "Nah, you need to unfriend her and all this stuff." I'm like, man, I'm not unfriending nobody for you. Like, you're silly. Cause one, you tried to catch me up cheating with somebody I didn't know, and she said, "Why would your friends? You know, you got a friend that would lie for you, girl. Y'all girls got friends that lie for y'all all the time. Y'all just don't get caught." So all that nonsense and crap that I was hearing, like, it was just like, you do too much. If you got to go through my phone, then I don't want you to be with me. And I'm not gonna cheat no more. Like, I'm in my faithful era. I ain't into cheating no more. But back then I would cheat. But now I'm not cheating. And if you think that going through my phone is gonna make me respect you or make me want to be with you, nah. I'd rather keep my peace. Cause, like, we don't got kids together. We don't got nothing together. We ain't married. I don't want no woman I'm not married to going through my phone. So at that point, it's over. I might as well be single. You know what I mean? Cause that's the I don't want to be looking over my shoulder and I gotta sleep with one eye open because I wake up and my phone in your hand. You got my phone, my watch. You trying to sync up messages and stuff like that. Like, nah, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. It's just too much. Like, cause one time, I don't know, I can't remember who it was I was talking to, but anyway, I deleted their messages, and my ex went through my watch and saw all the messages that was still in my watch, and I was just like, but it wasn't nothing. Like, I was getting caught talking to somebody, not talking like in a relationship, but somebody, or maybe a past ex or another girl or something, and I delete their message, so she'll find the messages and be like, well, why'd you delete it if it was nothing? Cause you gonna go through my phone and find it and be mad, and then when you don't find me cheating, you still mad? Why are you mad if I'm not cheating? If I didn't have sex with this woman, why are you mad? Or if I didn't tell this woman I want to be with her, I want to see her, or anything of that nature, why are you mad? You're just mad because you didn't find nothing. Now, had you found something, you'll be even more mad. But now you say, I'm mad because you deleted it. I'm mad because you're trying to hide something. Yes, I want to hide that because I wasn't talking to her. And I don't want an argument to start because I'm deleting text messages that I don't want from somebody. Yeah, man. Forget all these damn text messages and shit. I don't even want that type of love no more. Cause hell no, this make you gonna divorce me because I was buying a chick lunch that we worked together and it was just like lunch. And I don't know how much money it was that he was trying to borrow, but maybe $100. And she was like, "I'm gonna just chalk that up to all the lunches you bought me." Like, how much money was it? $100, $200 maybe. That's 10 meals. That if y'all worked together for years on end, and you bought me 10 meals, like, oh, whoop-de-doo. I mean, come on, man. Let's be real. This was stressful. Like, she did all that just to not catch her man physically cheating, maybe mentally, like, flirtatious stuff, being around another woman, hanging out and having long talks, probably something he can't do with you. And with all the kids around, it sounds to me she pretty aggressive. So, he was probably, not wanting to talk to you sometimes because you probably was too aggressive for him. But it is what it is. It's a thing though. I was hearing, not long ago, talking to a lady telling me some stuff, and I was just like, man, it's crazy to hear women take accountability, because we watch all these podcasts and stuff, and women talk about men talk about is women not taking accountability. Then a woman say something, and then you be like, damn, she ain't taking accountability. Kind of like this story. Didn't take much accountability for the marriage failing. It was all him, whatever. But then when you hear a woman take accountability for the things that happen during their relationship and their marriage and stuff like that, you kind of have a respect for it. Sometimes it be sounding too good to be true. I'll be like, damn, that's some good shit. So, yeah, man. Ooh-wee. This gave me the hives. Anyway, everyday people, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.